that is known as gravity. Out of the earth, that gravitational constant is written as capital G, and within that atmosphere of earth, that gravitational constant will be according to the mass of the earth. मास और इनर्शिया में रिलेशन पहले बताए हैं. मास अगर ज्यादा होगा तो इनर्शिया ज्यादा होगा, मास अगर कम होगा तो इनर्शिया कम होगा. सिमिलरली इन द केस कि जब हम दो ऑब्जेक्ट सिमिलर हाइट से अर्थ सरफेस की तरफ ड्रॉप कर रहे हैं, एट दैट वेरी टाइम द masses of the objects are different. Which will reach the ground first? कौन सा पहले पहुंचेगा बताइए? दोनों साथ में. सपोज देयर इज मास 1, मास 2, दोनों डिफरेंट masses के हैं. The height among them is same, that is h. Which will reach first and which will reach afterwards? कौन पहले पहुंचेगा, कौन बाद में पहुंचेगा? दोनों साथ में. यानी t यहां क्या होगा? t ही होगा और यहां भी t. टाइम दोनों का बराबर होगा. So the gravity and the mass relation, when an object is dropped from a certain height, it reaching the surface in the same time, that means there is no influence of mass during the motion towards the earth's surface. मास से कोई भी रिलेशन नहीं है. But the question arises, there is two objects and they are of different masses. Why they are reaching within the same time, the same height? What is the reason behind it? Huh? They have some kind of acceleration in it that is known as gravity. इसमें भी वही acceleration होगा, because every object on the earth surface is being attracted by the earth by the same acceleration that is known as small g, which we have obtained as 9.8 meter per second square. So this object will be accelerated with the same velocity and this object will be accelerated with the same velocity, and they both will reach the same height or same distance in a equal time. Suppose take an example of a train and a bike. The masses are drastically different of train with respect to bike. If they are moving with the same velocity for the same distance, which will reach first? Both the object will reach at the same time. अगर बाइक की स्पीड और ट्रेन की स्पीड 100 किलोमीटर पर आवर हो जाए तो पर आवर यानी 1 घंटे बाद वो दोनों 100 किलोमीटर क्रॉस करेंगे कि नहीं करेंगे? इससे क्या मतलब है कि उसका मास ज्यादा है या कम है? आ रही बात समझ में? ये कॉन्सेप्ट अपने दिमाग से निकाल दीजिए कि मास जिसका ज्यादा होगा. अच्छा एक बात बताइए, यहां पर आप कह रहे हैं मास ज्यादा है तो ये जल्दी पहुंच गए. सपोज करो अगर इस कंडीशन में जाते कि मास में ज्यादा था तो जल्दी पहुंच गए. लेकिन अगर कोई भारी चीज है, समझ रहे हो, कोई अगर भारी चीज है जिसका इनर्शिया ज्यादा है तो मास भी ज्यादा होगा, और जब उसका इनर्शिया ज्यादा होगा इसका मतलब है कि इनर्शिया ऑफ रेस्ट भी उसका ज्यादा होगा. तो यानी कि वो मोशन भी तो स्लो करेगा. वो चीज जितनी भारी होती है उसका मोशन भी तो स्लो होता है कि नहीं होता है? तो ट्रेन को बाद में पहुंचना चाहिए, जैसे कि आपने कहा कि ट्रेन पहले पहुंचेगी. समझ में आई बात? तो ये कॉन्सेप्ट ये कहना कि नहीं मास से इफेक्ट पड़ता है एक्सेलरेशन पे, नो, दैट इज नॉट correct. Both the object will reach the ground at the same time because the gravity is same on both the object, that is 9.8 meter per second square. यहां तक कोई कंफ्यूजन नहीं. ठीक. But if I say there is a major difference between the masses of the two objects, ये 50 kg है, ये 100 kg है, ये 100 kg है, 200 kg है, बट अगर ये 1 ग्राम है और ये 100 किलो है तो ये तो बड़ा ज्यादा डिफरेंस हुआ कि नहीं हुआ? क्या तब भी दोनों ऑब्जेक्ट एक साथ पहुंचेंगे? वाई? If the objects are while acceleration are not depending on the masses, the both will reach the same distance in the same time. पहुंचना चाहिए कि नहीं पहुंचना चाहिए? So So to justify that this law is universal or not, Robert Boyle, the scientist, did an experiment. He took a feather and a gold coin. Gold coin समझते हो ना? And feather, the bird wing, small bird wing. The both things are dropped from the same height. The coin reached first rather than the feather. पहले क्या पहुंच गया? Coin और फर बाद में. बट अगर मास पे ये रिले कर रहा है तभी तो ऐसा हुआ. अगर मास पे ये रिलाई नहीं करता तो ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए था. He thought several examples of the similar kind of feather and coin. He found some of the objects are, many of the objects are reaching at the same time, same height, but some of the objects are here also, they are related with the mass that they are not reaching on the same time. For that he took a glass jar, एक ग्लास जार लिया, उसके माउथ को क्लोज किया. By his self-invented vacuum pump, he extracted all the air from the glass jar. He created the type of vacuum in the glass jar. While he created the vacuum in the glass jar, the feather and the coin was settled on the base of the glass jar. At once, the vacuum was created in the glass jar. What he did, he just inverted the glass jar. He saw that the feather and the coin both were moving towards the ground with the same speed, and the time was equal. He just concluded that because of the surface area, or you can say the mass of the coin was drastically different with the mass of the feather, the air friction, the wind friction, the pressure of the atmospheric conditions were acting more on the feather rather than the coin. Because coin have the mass, so the inertial motion was also high because of the mass, but feather has very less mass, so it cannot oppose the air friction as that of the coin. That's why the coin reached the ground first, but the feather could not. But in the case of ideal condition where there is free falling object, there is no any external hindrance of the atmospheric condition, the objects will reach in the same time, the same height, irrespective of their masses. That is the influence of motion. That is the motion influence due to the gravity. Is that clear? The next topic we will study, that is variation in G. G equals to Gm upon R square. This we have studied earlier. That is the relation between the small g and capital G. How we calculated that? The force was directly proportional to the Gm1 m2 upon R square. There the force was kept as ma, and here the acceleration was g. Mg was cancelled out with the small m here, and the capital M, capital G and R was left. The value of this g is 9.8 meter per second square. That we have calculated the SI unit of gravity. Is that clear? Suppose if I say this is R, the radius of Earth, and this is the mass me, mass of the Earth. G is the gravitational constant as we have studied. G equals to 6.673 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. So, if we go in a math, if R is increased, the G must be decreased. Suppose, take the value 5. If we divide it by 2, what we will get? 2.5. If we divide this 5 with 5, what we will get? 1. See, the values in increasing, these values are decreasing. अगर base value increase करेगी, तो actual value क्या हो जाएगी? Decrease होगी. As we have studied, the Earth is a sphere, geoid shape. So, if I say this is the Earth, somehow, this is the equator, 0 degree. The radius will be high at this equator. The radius will be maximum here. Radius will be maximum. Means if it is higher, it is on the maximum quantity, the radius is very high. Force will be very low. The force will be minimum over here. The force of the Earth will be minimum, and that particular force is the gravity. समझ में आ रहा है? ठीक. इफ वी मूव टुवर्ड्स द पोल, अगर हम लोग पोल की तरफ अगर आगे बढ़ते हैं, सो व्हाट वी विल सी, द रेडियस इज डिक्रीजिंग बाय द लैटिट्यूड्स, latitude by latitude the radius are decreasing. Here the radius will be minimum. If the radius is minimum, then this will be maximum, force will be at its maximum. So we can say the radius is minimum at the equator, the radius is maximum at the equator, the force will be at its minimum. The radius is minimum at this pole, the force will be maximum. ये बात समझ में आ रही है? We have calculated G as 9.8 meter per second square, but at the equator we can see the variation in G is 9.78 meter per second square, and that of the pole is 9.84 meter per second square. So because of the variation, we took the average quantity as 9.8 meter per second square to calculate the gravitational force on the earth and at each and every object. But this is the variation in this G due to the radius of the earth. It varies by latitude by latitude. आई बात समझ में कि अगर इक्वेटर पे होंगे तो फोर्स क्या होगा, मिनिमम होगा, रेडियस ज्यादा होगा, यानी इक्वेटर पे ग्रेविटी कम लगेगी इन कंपैरिजन टू द पोल्स। आया समझ में? अच्छा एक बात समझाइए, अगर आप कोर की तरफ बढ़ रहे हैं, वी आर मूविंग टुवर्ड्स द कोर, अगर ये अर्थ सरफेस के ऊपर एक ऑब्जेक्ट रखा है, ठीक है, अगर इस अर्थ सरफेस के ऊपर कोई ऑब्जेक्ट है, सपोज करो दिस इज योर अर्थ, एक ये ऑब्जेक्ट है, यहाँ मास है, ये कोर है, तो ये भी तो रेडियस ऑफ द अर्थ है, ठीक है। अगर आप इसके अंदर इंक्रीज आगे बढ़े, अगर सपोज करो ये ऑब्जेक्ट यहाँ पर हो, तो रेडियस डिक्रीज होगा, ग्रेविटी इंक्रीज करेगी, बाय रेडियस डिक्रीज होगा तो ग्रेविटी इंक्रीज होगी, और ये पास आता जाए और ये पास आता जाए, सपोज करो इक्वेटर पे ही लाई हो जाए, तो रेडियस क्या हो जाएगा, दोनों अगर कोइंसाइड कर जाए, सेंटर ऑफ मास ऑफ द ऑब्जेक्ट एंड सेंटर ऑफ द अर्थ, ठीक है, ये दोनों क्या कर जाए, कोइंसाइड कर जाए, तो क्या इनके बीच का डिस्टेंस होगा, नहीं, रेडियस क्या हो जाएगी, आई बात समझ में? तो ग्रेविटी क्या हो जाएगी, रेडियस जीरो होगा, ये पूरी क्वांटिटी क्या हो जाएगी, जीरो हो जाएगी, तो ग्रेविटी क्या हो गई, जीरो। आया समझ में कि द स्मॉल जी कैन बी जीरो एट द कोर ऑफ द अर्थ, वेयर एज द कैपिटल जी कैन नेवर बी जीरो, इट्स अ कांस्टेंट वैल्यू, इट नेवर वेरीज, बट द स्मॉल जी वेरीज फ्रॉम इक्वेटर टू द पोल्स। आया समझ में ये बात, वेरिएशन समझ में आया जी में? If you want to write something, write it down.